Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Restorative Yoga. We're going to make sure that we have all of the appropriate props. So first, I'm going to go down through the props that you would really use within a yoga class. If you have these props, please pull them aside for your practice. 2 blocks, 2 bolsters, and a chair. And then we're going to have 1 large blanket. If you don't have the large blanket, that's okay. You can just use your mat. The large blanket is just to create extra comfort and a little bit more padding for your back. And then you're going to take 1 small blanket. For those of us who do not have these props available to us, we will be making these props with household items. So we're going to make sure that we have a stack of books 9 inches in height and a medium-sized towel or a large scarf. So first, let's start off by building the foundation of our first structure for today's class. So for today, we're going to take that small blanket off to one side for now. Oh, and we're also going to make sure that we have our chair. And we're going to take our books here. And we're going to wrap them up nice and tightly into this scarf or a medium-sized towel to make sure that they don't shift around while you're on them. So wrap up your books nice and tight. And I'm going to let you guys know there's one more other alternative if you don't have a set of books. And if you don't have a block, you can actually flip your chair, which I'll show you in a moment, in order to support your homemade bolster. Our books nice and tight. And we're going to place the 9-inch stack of books right at the top of the mat. So if you don't have your books, you can also flip your chair so that the back of the chair is towards you and both ends are on the ground. And then you're going to be resting your bolster along the back side of the chair. So from here, we're going to be making our 2 bolsters. So let's start off with our first bolster. You're going to extend your towel lengthwise on the ground. And then you're going to fold your pillow in half. So you get this long piece here. And you're going to roll your pillow up like a tight little burrito. The tighter the roll, the more support you're going to end up having. So whichever one of your pillows is the largest one, the fluffiest one, that's the one that you're going to use to support your spine. So if you have the back of your chair set up, you don't need anything else. If you have a set of blocks, you are going to set up your blocks in this way. The first block is going to be on the highest setting at the top of your mat. The second block is going to be on the second highest setting in the shape of a T. Okay, so there's going to be a little bit of an angle there. With our books, we're going to place at the top. We're going to take our small blanket here, and we're going to roll up our little blanket. And then we're going to place our blanket right at the base here of the books to support that first bolster. So you're going to take your bolster over on top of your props here. You're going to give it a little bit of a squish to make sure that nothing falls out of place and everything is fully supported. And then we're going to go right ahead and we're going to start creating our secondary bolster, and then we're going to go right into our first posture for today. So let's extend that towel nice and long. Give it a nice little roll, folding your pillow in half. The first pose that we're going to be going into today is called throne posture. It's actually my favorite pose ever. It relaxes the body in a very efficient way, and it helps relieve the spine as well, and it creates a nice openness across the chest. So from here, we're ready to go back into our first pose for today's class. So you're going to take your sit bones down onto the ground, and you're going to scoot yourself as close to the edge of your bolster as possible. So the only thing to consider here is to make sure that the entire length of the spine is coming back onto your bolster. The second bolster, you're going to shift that right under the knees. And then you're going to open up your legs nice and wide into a supported butterfly pose. You're going to tuck the heels as close towards you as possible. Remember that with restorative poses, we want to be comfortable without any tension whatsoever. So make sure that your knees are greatly supported. If this brings any discomfort in throughout the hips, please start to extend your legs forward. So the pads of the feet are going to be towards each other and the knees are wide. You're going to start to relax the spine all the way back down. Forearms rest on top of the earth. And from here, start to take a few deeper breaths, lengthening your inhalation and your exhalation. Slowly begin to take your full awareness to the base of the feet. Noticing every sensation there. As you progress upward throughout the body, if you notice any engaged muscle or any tension at all, send your exhalation into these areas, allowing the muscles to release, surrender, and let go. Guiding the awareness up the ankles, shins, the calves, softening, releasing, allowing the knees to fall heavy as the inner and outer thighs release and let go. Softening the glutes as you allow the sit bones to sink into the earth. Grounding the base of the spine. And as you progress up the length of the spine, releasing every single muscle along the length of the spine, surrounding each vertebra, all the way up to the base of the skull. All of the muscles melting away from the spine, relaxing, releasing. Allowing the shoulders to feel heavy as they gravitate towards the earth, naturally opening up the chest, allowing the forearms to sink deeper. Relaxing the bottom jaw and allowing the tongue to become slack at the back of the throat. Relaxing the cheeks, allowing the eyebrows to fall heavy away from each other. Relaxing the forehead. Notice how the scalp feels heavy as it gravitates to the earth. The entire body is fully relaxed. Maybe even noticing the touch of the heartbeat, noticing its rhythm throughout the entire body. Following the rhythm of the heartbeat down the length of the legs, down the length of the arms, feeling the pulse, and allowing your own heartbeat's rhythm to take you even deeper into a relaxed state. Noticing how the body is fully supported, cradled by the earth. As our hearts lay open here, I'd like to take you back to a time in your life when you felt the most amount of joy. So much joy, where you felt every single cell of your heart so excited, like butterflies throughout your entire body. It could be any time throughout your life, from when you were a small child right up until this present moment. It could be a time in your life when you were a small child with friends or family. It could be a time when you've been in nature by yourself, in awe of the beauty around you. It could even be the moment when you said yes at the altar, or that moment that you gave birth. or even seeing someone that you haven't seen in a very long time, or even a moment with a very dear and close pet. Find that memory now. And allow yourself to sink into it. Step into that memory. Turn up the color. Turn up the sounds. Turn up every single sensation. What do you see? What do you feel? What can you smell, touch, and taste? Immerse yourself in this beautiful, wonderful memory that awakens the heart with so much joy. Sink into it, swim in it, and allow every single cell of your entire being to remember. Let's take a big, deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Then from here, beginning to plant the feet, guiding the knees back up to the ceiling. And sliding that secondary bolster off to one side. From here, we're going to lift the spine back up into an upright seated position. We're not going to change too much here. We're going to end up going into a very gentle twist using exactly the same structure that we already have. So the only thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our right hip as close to that bolster as possible. And then you have a couple of options here. You can keep your legs together while you're coming into your twist. And this tends to be a lot of people's favorite. You can take your other bolster right in between the legs. Whichever option that you choose with the legs, you're going to start to take both hands on either side of your bolster. And then you're going to release the belly and the chest over your bolster. To increase the level of sensations of the twist, you may take the left cheek down onto your bolster. If this twist brings a little bit too much discomfort, you may choose to rest the right cheek down. Once you settle into the most comfortable twist for your practice today, take a deep breath. Inhaling through the nostrils, exhaling through an open mouth. As you exhale, melt the entire body to the earth. Begin to guide your breath down the entire length of the spine, from the crown of the head, igniting each vertebra on the way down. Exhaling the breath wherever you would like to release tension. Nourishing the entire length of the spine with your breath. breathing deeply. Let us take the last deep breath in this twist. Inhaling through the nostrils, exhaling through an open mouth. Sliding the hands under the shoulders, and as you inhale, pressing through the hands to rise all the way off your bolster in order to change the sides. So you're going to come over towards your left hip, making sure that the hip is as close to the bolster as possible. And then we're going to make sure that you're taking exactly the same position with the legs as you've done on the right side as you will on the left. Same thing with the neck. You want to make sure that both sides are even. So if you had the opposite cheek on the other side, resting on your bolster, try to do the same thing on this side. Once you come into your resting space, take a big deep breath in through the nostrils and out through the mouth. Melt, sink, release, and let go. Nourishing the entire length of the spine with your breath, guiding your breath from the crown of the head all the way down, igniting each vertebra on the way down. Exhaling the breath wherever you would like to release tension. Use your breath like medicine.
Let us take the last deep breath here. Inhaling through the nostrils, exhaling from an open mouth. Slowly beginning to slide the hands underneath the shoulders. And then as you inhale, gently pressing through the hands to lift the spine back into an upright position. Here we're going to flip ourselves over to face in the opposite direction of our bolster. And we're going to start to make our secondary structure for our forward fold. So you're going to take your chair and you're going to place your chair with the seat facing you and the back facing away in the opposite direction. And then from here, we're going to remove the bolsters off to one side. We're going to take our blanket and we're going to take our blanket right to the edge of your chair here. And you're just going to remove the books off to one side of your mat. So for here, you're going to start to elevate your seat. So whichever bolster that you have, whichever pillow that you have, that's the thinnest one. You're just going to use that. You're going to unroll your bolster with the thinnest pillow that you have. You're going to take your towel off to one side for now. And you're going to create a little bit of a seat for your sit bones. Then from here, you're going to have a couple of different options what to do with your legs. So, one option, you can rest your legs straight out. So if you have a bar like I do, you can rest one of your blankets, folding it so that there's actually, and then placing that over the bar so that there's actually something comfortable for your legs to rest on. And then you're just going to scooch your chair a little bit closer to you so that your knees are comfortably resting over that. And then we're going to rest our forehead over. So that's option A. If you'd like to open up your hips, then you can take butterfly posture. So the feet, the pads are together, the knees are nice and wide. And you have a couple of options here. You can have your arms resting onto either sides. You just rest your forehead down onto the edge of your chair here. If you'd like to stack your hands to create a little bit more of an elevation here, a little less flexion in the spine, you can fold up your blanket a little bit higher. You can stack your hands and then rest your forehead there. Lastly, you can take your feet wide. Find the position that is the most comfortable for you today and allow yourself to sink into your pose.
Just making sure before we get too comfortable, the area in which you're resting on your chair is right in between the eyebrows. Notice the openness throughout the entire length of the spine, the space between each vertebra. Notice how the sit bones rest heavily into the earth. Noticing your breath as you guide your exhalations throughout the entire body, relaxing, releasing, and letting go. Allow any limitation throughout the mind to melt away from your body into the earth, allowing the earth to take everything that burdens you away, freeing the body, freeing the mind, giving yourself permission to rest and to be with your body, to be with yourself, to be within the magnificence of all of the sensations throughout this body, this vessel. Being mindful as you survey the body part by part, piece by piece. With softness, allowing the back of the heart to breathe between the shoulders, to face the open night sky. Allowing your shoulders to fall heavy. From here, gently lifting the crown of the head back to the sky. And if the legs are out, we're going to slide the hands underneath the knees and guide the legs back in nice and mindfully. And then from here, what we're going to do, we're just going to scooch our chair a little bit closer towards the edge, the end of our mat. We're going to leave our little blanket here. And we're actually coming to our last pose, folks. So from here, you may choose to rest the length of the spine over one of your pillows here, nice and flat out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our hip as close towards the chair as possible. And you're going to flip the legs over your chair, and you're going to rest your spine onto your pillow and allow the head to come back over onto your mat. We're going to start with the arms open, and then gradually we're going to take one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart. Let's keep the arms open here for now, allowing your spine to rest into the earth. Taking a few moments here to remember that memory that we began with at the beginning of class. That memory that filled your heart and excited every single cell within your body. Sliding back into that memory. And allowing every single cell throughout your being to remember to remember the love, to remember the joy, to remember this memory as if it was happening right now. From here, begin to guide your right hand over the belly and your left hand over the heart. Noticing the weight of the hands and the warmth of the touch. Noticing the expansiveness of the belly on every breath as it gently lifts the right hand on every inhalation. And then gently begin to bring your awareness to the base of the left hand. The touch of the heartbeat. And allow your awareness to stay there. Inhaling into the heart. Exhaling from the heart's center throughout the entire body. Let's take 3 more breaths here before coming out of the pose. Inhaling into the heart, exhaling from the heart's center throughout every single cell throughout the body. At the base of the exhalation, begin to guide the knees into the chest, giving yourself a real big hug here, wrapping your arms around your shins, and taking a few deep breaths in through the thighs. Then you're going to roll over to one side of the body. And then gently come up into an upright seated position to close today's practice with a short meditation. You can either take your seat on the ground in lotus pose, or you can take a seat over your chair. Closing your eyes. And then taking that beautiful memory, the one memory where your heart felt the most amount of joy, the most amount of happiness, of love. We're going to exhale all of that beautiful love and energy into our own future. Allowing all of that excitement, all of that love, all of that beautiful bliss to surround us completely. Enveloping ourselves with this like a warm blanket. Remember that you can feel this way, and know that there are so many glorious, beautiful, extraordinary experiences waiting for you. Waiting for you to experience them. Waiting for every cell of your body to soak up all of the bliss, all of the love. We have yet so many people to meet, so many places to visit, externally and internally. With hope in our hearts, and in an abundant amount of love. Begin to guide the hands towards heart's center in Anjali Mudra, guiding the lengths of the thumbs over the sternum, connecting once again to the rhythm of your heart's beat. Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Be happy. Be happy. Be happy. Let us close today's practice with a sound of Om. Inhaling now. Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. Peace, peace, peace. May every single cell of your entire being be filled with love, light, abundance, bliss, freedom, and optimal health. Namaste. I hope that you all have the most fantastic sleep of your life. I hope that your spines feel nice and loose and all your nice energy is flowing through and the nervous system is relaxed. If at any point in time you want this to happen again, now you know. You just say the word and then things happen. Always at your service. Have a beautiful night.